So now let's continue our discussion. So there are two terms that we had to understand. One term was proportional representation and the other term is single transferable vote. So what exactly is the meaning of these terms? Let's know one by one. So first up is the system of proportional representation. Before that, let's understand what is the meaning of single transferable vote. So see, life is all about choices. I hope you understand this, right? And let's say you go to watch a movie in a theater, and then there are various movies playing. Maybe one Pawan Kalyan movie is in the theater, one Mahesh Babu movie, one Ananya Pandey. You know Ananya Pandey? No? Or Vijay Devarkonda movie. That's the new rising star here. Now, let's say you're a Pawan Kalyan fan and you go to purchase a ticket and the film is houseful. Then what do? You say, okay, my first choice was to watch a Pawan Kalyan movie. But if that is not available, the second choice is watching a Mahesh Babu movie. Possible. You could also be this Devarkonda fan, right? And you say, my first choice is watching some nonsense flop movie. Nice movie. And if it is not available, maybe then a Mahesh Babu movie or a Pawan Kalyan movie. So the point is, as I said, life is all about choices. If the first choice is not available, then second choice, third choice. In your UPSC also, you mark your preferences. What is the first preference? What is the first preference of most of you? IAS? Any IPS first preference? IPS. Okay. Planning to harass people right now only. Okay. And foreign services? Anyone for IFS? Okay. IFS also. Any other first choice? Indian Postal Service? Indian Defense Estate? Of course, those are pathetic jobs anyway. So same way, if you don't get the first preference, you get the next one, so on and so forth. The exact same thing happens in the case of president's election also. So I hope you're aware that we do get the ballot paper. There's no EVM for the voting. So this is how a ballot paper looks like. Okay. This means this is a ballot paper for MLAs. So these are names of candidates who are contesting elections. So this is normally released by Election Commission to showcase how a ballot paper looks like. So let's say there are 4 people, Rohit Kumar, Ravi Yadav, Rajesh Kumar Singh and Jaibir. Now, this person who is an MLA will mark their order of preference as to who they want to see as the president of the country. So let's say this fellow says that my first choice is Jaibir. If Jaibir is not able to become the president, my second choice would be Rajesh Kumar Singh. Third choice is Ravi Yadav. Fourth choice is Rohit Kumar. Now, marking all preferences is not mandatory. It is possible that you can just mark one preference. And if that is not there, no problem. Nothing else is what you like. This is the ballot paper for an MP. So now this MP might say, my first choice is Ravi Yadav, second choice is Jaibir, and that's it. I have no interest in seeing Rajesh Kumar Singh or Rohit Kumar being the president. This is also a valid ballot paper. Clear? Now, what could go wrong is if somebody acts over smart, saying that, they are confused, that I feel confused between Ravi Yadav and Jaibir. Both are my first preference. And you mark your ballot paper like this. This ballot paper is declared invalid. Clear? So it's like you're sending good morning text to 2 different people. Hi, good morning, nice DP. Both will block you. Okay? So same thing here. Now, let's say this ballot paper or this vote goes to which person? Jaibir. First preference. But how many votes go to Jaibir? Not one vote, because it's an MLA vote. You have to see the vote value of the MLA. So see, Bihar 173. What is 173 here? Vote value. This means Jaibir has now received how many votes? 173 votes directly. Since this is an MP ballot paper, so you can see here 700. So no, this would be incorrect. Let's say this is the ballot paper marking. So Ravi Yadav receives how many votes? 700 votes. And this is how all the votes are counted. Okay. Now comes the point of transferable factor. What is this transfer now? If votes are counted, you declare a winner. Now, how do you declare a winner? The winner is declared by getting quota of votes. Now, what is the quota of votes? More than 50% or 50% plus 1. Anybody who gets more than half the votes in this election is declared the winner. This is the number required. Now, let's take some assumptions. So, assuming we have, say, 3 candidates, candidate A, candidate B, and candidate C. Who are these candidates? They are contesting elections. In future, they might become the president of the country. Also, we have our voters. So let's say there is a voter, or a better word would be calling them what? Electors. There is an elector P. This is a ballot paper. Here you will have the names of candidates A, B, C. One more voter Q. He also has a ballot paper. One more voter. He also has a ballot paper. And one more voter. This is his ballot paper. Now all these voters will start marking their preferences. So let's say P says my first choice is C, second choice is B. That's it. Q says my first choice is B, second choice is A, third choice is C. R says my first choice is A and that's my only choice. S is confused. He says both A and B are amazing. They are my first choice. Now let's allocate these votes to various candidates. Clear? So this vote of P will go to whom? C. All okay here? This vote goes to C. This vote goes to whom? B. And R's vote goes to A. Similarly, there are more electors. Almost 4,800 electors are there. We can't draw all the diagrams, otherwise we can't finish the class only. What happens to this fellow S vote? This vote is declared invalid. Also to clarify, when you go and mark your preference, you get an official pen. Okay, nothing magical there, simple pen. But you have to use that pen only to mark the preference. You can't use your favorite pen, lucky pen. This is not UPSC exam. If you use some other pen, your vote is declared invalid. Are they clear? Just to maintain fairness of the process. Now, assume for a moment that this P was an MP. Okay, P is an MP. If P is an MP, then how many votes go to C? 700. Okay, let's say the total number of votes, are 10,000. So winner needs how many votes? 5,000 plus 1. Will that be okay? No. So multiple people have voted for B, and say B gets in total 4,500 votes. I am just showing one, but there are multiple such votes that have come to B. Clear? A gets 4,800 votes. This is the first round of counting is done. After we add all the votes received by A, B and C, this is the total of number of votes they receive. Is the point clear? Who is the winner? Winner needs how many votes? Now who is the winner? No one is the winner. Nobody could receive the desired quota. Clear? So this is the difference. Normally you have this perception, something called first past the post. Whoever gets the highest votes is declared the winner. Not here. Here you need the quota, which is an absolute kind of majority. Nobody is a winner. Now what do we do? Now comes the angle of transferability factor. So what you'll do is you will eliminate that person who got the least first preferences. This is the first preference, right? So who was the person who was the worst performer? C. So what we do is we now eliminate C. C gets eliminated. If C gets eliminated, then all those people who voted for C, their first choice is gone. This means now second choice becomes the first choice. So can we write this as 1? Yes. Here also cancel this, here also cancel this. Now, again, all the votes that C received will have to be allocated amongst the remaining candidates. Okay. So C received only 1 vote, and that vote was of this fellow P. Now, this vote of P will go to whom? B, because second choice was B, which has become the first choice now. Are we clear so far? Send this vote to B, adding 700. Now let's total all this. 5200, and the total here remains the same, sadly, for this fellow. So second round of counting is done. Now who is the winner? B. So B has been declared the winner. If after second round also nothing happens, we'll do a third round, fourth round, till we have the quota winner. Are you clear? This is called transferability factor. So in this manner, votes don't get wasted. And in this manner, the person who is declared winner is seen as somebody who is accepted by most people, at least in terms of second choice, third choice, etc. That's also an advantage. Is the point clear? Single transferable vote. Done? Should we write some points? Please write. First point, electors mark their preferences in the ballot paper provided. Electors mark their preferences in the ballot paper provided. Okay, online people, I have told them they'll check the brightness. Second point. These votes are allocated. These votes are allocated to the candidates. These votes are allocated to the candidates based on the first preference. Based on the first preference. Third point. If after first round of counting, no candidate gets desired quota of votes, no candidate gets desired quota of votes, comma, the candidate with, online people, is it okay? Please type yes, no. The candidate with least first preferences is eliminated. Least first preferences is eliminated. Full stop. Next point. Votes received by him/her, votes received by him/her are allocated among remaining candidates, are allocated among remaining candidates. Full stop. Next point. This process continues till a winner is declared. Till a winner is declared. Done? Just change your paragraph and write this. Quota. Wrote? Great then. If not, please write this also. Quota is 50% plus 1, more than half. Because you use the word quota in your points. So what exactly is the meaning of quota? Are we okay with all this? There is...
In case of PDI,
Hmm. Votes are wasted. So the question is that what if in this case the situation was somewhat like this, that we only have C1. In this case, nothing happens. This fellow, C is eliminated. Now P's vote is gone, thrown away. Clear? So if you choose only one, let's say you want to go and watch a movie and that movie is houseful, what do? Come back home crying. That's it. That's the idea. Okay. So don't stress about it. You don't have to actually worry about this because UPSC has never asked this question. Please explain single transferable vote in the prelims, in the mains, or in the interview. So when towards the fag end of your career, when you clear the exam, become an IAS officer, then you will be appointed as a Secretary General of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Then you will have to conduct the election for the post of president. Then you might require detailed knowledge of this. When you reach that age and that stage in life, contact me, I'll explain to you how this is done. Till then, not required. Don't worry. Okay. Next is the concept of proportional representation. And just to clarify, if you have this thought in your mind that, sir, what if there is a tie and all? Oh, somebody has this thought. So what happens if there is a tie? Arm wrestling, MMA fight? No. Draw of lot, lottery system. Okay. Under the election rules, lottery is put in front of them. They have to pick and winner is decided based on lottery system. Luck factor completely. Are you clear? Okay. Sadly, this is not the case in UPSC. In UPSC, if you get the same marks also, other factors like age, etc. are taken into consideration. Okay. So what is the meaning of proportional representation? This is a very simple concept used almost everywhere. If you know a bit of information about reservation in the country, we have reservation in education, government jobs, etc. So reservation is based on this concept only. proportional idea. Meaning, there is reservation for scheduled castes, which is 15%, and for scheduled tribes, which is 7.5%. Now, why this number only 15 and 7.5? Because because SCs are around 16% in the total population. So what we want is, if you are 16 or 15 to 16% in the total population, then in all the government jobs also, your representation should be in the same proportion. Is the point clear, everyone? So this is what is called proportional representation. Take an example. Let's say this class has 100 people, 100 students. And there are categories of students. Say 60 students are from engineering background. Okay. 30 students are from commerce background. And 10 are from arts background. This is the breakup of the students in their graduation. Now, all these 100 students have to choose 10 people out of these 100. And these 10 students are going to discuss the importance of engineering, commerce, and arts. Explain their point of view. Okay. Now, how will we choose these 10 students? Should we choose all 10 engineers? Will that be a fair representation? Or we can do one more thing. We can choose 4 engineers, 3 commerce, and 3 arts. Will that be fair? That's also not fair. That might seem equal, but not fair. Engineers are in a very high proportion. They should have the higher proportion here also, right? So what we'll do is we'll find out what percentage of students are engineers. So the percentage of students who are engineers, 60%. Percentage of students who are commerce, 30%. And arts, 10%. So out of these 10 students, 60% must be engineers, which means number 6. 10% must be what? Commerce, meaning, arts, meaning 1. And 30% must be from commerce, meaning 3. Now, this is what is called proportional representation. You are represented in the same proportion that you are in the total population. Are you clear? Now it is okay, but when you present a slide, its brightness needs to be adjusted. Oh, okay, you won't present a slide only, no problem. We'll study on this. So, is this point clear? This is what happens in the case of president selection. Now, one important point. Let's say these 10 students, now 100 students, out of them 50 are boys and 50 are girls. 10 students have to be chosen for debate on gender equality. This is a debate. So if you have to choose 10 students, how many boys will be chosen? 5 boys, 5 girls. Is that proportional representation? Yes? Correct? But what if only one person has to be chosen from this entire group to give a speech on gender equality? Who do you choose? Boy or girl? Assuming there are no transgenders, please. No such jokes required. Who do you choose? If you choose a boy, then girls are not represented. If you choose a girl, then boys are not represented. So you observe that this concept of proportional representation actually works only when there are multiple seats. When there are 10 seats, it works. When there is 1 seat, it won't work. It makes no sense. How many posts are there of the president? One only. So even though we say that the election of the president is done through proportional representation, it does not actually work like that. Okay. What you can think of in a different fashion is that since we have a single transferable vote, then your vote gets transferred to some other candidate. So ultimately, the president who is chosen, who's the winner, is somebody who is the choice of most people. But that is an extrapolation understanding. In reality, even though we say that we follow a system of proportional representation, it does not actually work in reality. Are you clear? That is a small point. Please write now. Proportional representation as a heading, and below that write a system of representation in which distribution of seats reflects the proportion of votes received. The proportion of votes received. Done? So this is with respect to proportional representation. Now change of paragraph and write. In the president's election, comma, since there is only one post, PR, that is proportional representation, PR does not work as intended. Does not work as intended, meaning as designed, it does not work like that. So this is proportional representation. Okay. Now, one more aspect. Once elections are done, it is always possible. Let's say somebody is a winner now. It is always possible that the loser starts crying, cheating. How it happens in your house when you're playing with your friends and all, especially cricket. If the person who owns the bat, if he's out, he takes the bat home only. Others keep on crying, cheating. Same thing can happen. But it is possible that there is some genuine issue in the election. If there is any dispute in the election of the president or the vice president of our country, the disputes can be resolved only by Supreme Court of India. No other court can resolve the dispute. Next heading, please. Write the heading like this. Article 71. Article 71. First point, all doubts and disputes relating to the election of president or VP president or VP shall be inquired and decided by SC only. Inquired and decided by Supreme Court only. Clear? Just a small point. Now, elections for Draupadi Murmu, it happened in July 2022. Can a dispute be raised now? It's been almost 4 years. Not possible. You can't go after 27 years saying some issue is there. Immediate response. Like, in your school days, when teacher gave you marks, you were never satisfied, especially toppers. They always had this problem. They did not get sufficient marks. They'd go to a teacher that please extra marks, madam. Now you can't go right now to a class 9 teacher that please extra marks now. Makes no sense. Here also, you can only raise a dispute within 30 days of result publication. Okay. Now in this same point that you wrote, please write a subpoint. Write a subpoint. Within 30 days of date of publication of result. Within 30 days of date of publication of result. And second subpoint, which is very important. Now, who can complain is also something we should know. Can we go and complain? We cannot. Okay. Only 2 categories of people can complain. Complaint, either the candidate or the candidates who have contested, or electors. Elector meaning voters, those who voted, MP, MLAs. Only they can complain. But even in that case, not any MP can go. You have to have at least 20. So at least 20 MPs will have to, or 20 MLAs, or 10 MPs, 10 MLAs, 13 MPs, 7 MLAs. Any combination is allowed. They will have to complain. Write the second subpoint.
Assume we all are 10%. But only these 2 rows voted. They did not vote. Even we all together go and
Yes.
Is it mandatory to vote for everyone?
No, not mandatory. Just like general elections, it's not mandatory. And if you don't vote, election will always take place on its own time. Right? They won't delay the election because some MLA passed away, some MP is not there. It does not matter. Look at the Lok Sabha elections. If you don't go out to vote, will they postpone the election? Nobody cares. Your vote is lost. Okay? Which is our next point also. Please write. This was point number 1. Done? Now point number 2. No time frame. Courts have no time frame. A case in court is like the preparation time for UPSC aspirant. There is no time frame. Okay. So that is why nowadays we talk about justice within a year concept. We want that this should happen in our country. But courts will never allow this. And sometimes it's true also, because it's not the court's duty to give justice. It depends on other factors also. Collection of evidence, data, etc. Right? So there's no time frame fixed. It might take years and years. Tenure is over. New person has come. And then the judgment comes. That's also possible. Okay.
So, in between, if any bills are passed by the president, will it be valid or not?
Oh, good question. Okay. Next point. No, I'll come to that. Don't worry. Write the second point now. If the election of president or VP if the election of president or VP is declared void, void meaning cancelled, is declared void by whom? By Supreme Court, comma, acts done by them, acts meaning actions taken by them, acts done by them, acts done by them before such declaration remain valid. Acts done by them before such declaration remain valid. Question answered. This was the point. The point is, if let's say somebody has become the president and now bills are being passed to him and he or she signs all the bills, they become an act. After 8-10 months, the election for this fellow is declared invalid. Okay, so this fellow is removed. But in that 9-10 month period when he or she was the president, whatever steps they took, they'll all continue to be valid. We can't cancel those steps now. Are you clear? There is a very interesting doctrine which is called doctrine of de facto validity. Okay, it is used primarily in case of government employees, even courts, etc. Here also, that if you are, so that doctrine is called doctrine of de facto validity. You can write on one side, not here, just a basic piece of information. Doctrine of de facto validity. So what does it mean? Let's say you become an IAS officer, okay, and somebody files a complaint against you that you became an IAS by illegal means, unfair means, showing a wrong caste certificate, etc. It's a very common problem. And you were an IAS officer for almost 3 years, the case was going on, and after 3 years the court finds you guilty and they remove you from the post. Okay, you are no longer an IAS officer. But in those 3 years, as an IAS officer, you took some decisions. Yes. Will we go back and cancel all those decisions? No. All the steps you took remain valid. It is done to prevent any kind of administrative chaos in the country. If you go back and undo all the steps, some could be you signing some scheme, program. What if you have granted some money to some poor people? You have to find them, take back the money also. This could be chaos. So we say it's okay. Whatever has happened has happened. That is called the doctrine of de facto validity. Automatically, things become valid. Mention below that, please. It means that acts done by a person, who is actually functioning in the office remain valid and legally binding even if later the appointment is declared invalid. Even if the appointment is declared even if later the appointment is declared invalid. Full stop. Below that, right? Applies to judges also. Applies to judges also. What does it mean? If you have appointed somebody as a judge, they gave some judgments. After a few months, the appointment was found to be wrong and the judge is removed. But in the last few months, whatever judgments he gave, they're all legally binding. Are you clear? We won't cancel those judgments. Okay, so this is a second point. Now, third point, very simple. So please understand that any kind of matter dealing with the election of president and VP, it is all decided by Parliament by law. Third point. Matters relating to, we are still under Article 71, matters relating to election of president/VP, matters relating to election of president/VP are regulated by Parliament by law. Are regulated by Parliament by law. Done? And the fourth point, please write. So I think I mentioned this also, as somebody asked that what if some MP, MLA is not present, then will we postpone the election? Will we declare the election invalid? No. So it just because there is some absence or vacancy in the electoral college, it does not mean that the election becomes invalid. Okay. In fact, you can't go to court like this also, that sir, 35 MPs could not vote because of heavy rains or too much of heat. So please cancel the election. That is not possible. Even if one MP is there, election will be held. Of course, that will not be the case, but normally that is the idea. Okay. Fourth point, please write. Election of president/VP. Election of president/VP cannot be challenged on, my bad, please change into on, sorry to spoil your notes, on the ground of vacancy in electoral college. On the ground of vacancy in electoral college. Okay, please come to your Bare Acts, Article 71, quickly. Those who have it, great. Those who don't have it, just sit back, enjoy the moment. Article 71. What does it say? Matters relating to or connected with the election of a president or VP. Tick mark the article. This article is actually very important. We should know this. First clause, all doubts and disputes arising out of or in connection with the election of president or VP shall be inquired into and decided by Supreme Court, whose decision shall be final. Please underline all doubts and disputes. Underline that phrase, all doubts and disputes. Then next, underline election of president or VP. Election of president or VP. Then underline decided by Supreme Court, whose decision shall be final. Done? Second clause that is there, it is a doctrine of what? De facto validity. In your Bare Acts itself, right besides that, de facto validity. You'll remember this doctrine also and the point also. de facto validity. Just besides clause 2, write it in the bare act itself. Article 71 clause 2, de facto validity. Done? Third point. So it says, subject to the provisions of this constitution, Parliament may by law regulate any matter relating to or connected with the election of president. Underline, Parliament may by law regulate any matter relating to or connected with the election of president or VP. Underline the entire phrase. Parliament may by law regulate any matter relating to or connected with the election of a president or VP. Clear? Okay. And the fourth one, what was that? The election of a person as a president or VP shall not be called in question on the ground of existence of any vacancy for whatever reasons among the members of the electoral college electing him. So please underline, election of person as president or VP shall not be called in question and then underline, ground of existence of any vacancy. Ground of existence of any vacancy. And next underline, electoral college. Okay. Done. Come back to your notes. One small point. The election for this fellow is indirect. Yes. Why? Why not direct? I mean, we all can go and vote. What's the problem? So, reasons for indirect election. That's your heading. Please write. Yes, some of you are mentioning some reasons. Please tell me. What's the reason?
Huge population account.
Population. Cost. Okay. No. Vote value remains the same. The number of votes cast will change. That's it. Okay, vote value will not change because the formula is fixed. That is why formula is not based on how many MPs are present. Formula is based on how many seats are there. In the denominator, we use the word number of elective seats, not number of MPs present. So formula is fixed. Number of votes received are less. Simple. In a constituency, if there are 1 lakh voters, okay, and ideally, let's say there are 2 people, A and B. A gets 60,000 votes, B gets 40,000 votes. Who is the winner? A is the winner. But if only 10,000 people have gone to vote, and out of that A gets 6,000 votes and B gets 4,000 votes, then who is the winner? A is the winner. Clear? The remaining votes not required. That is why, see, voting will never be 100% in most elections. Remaining votes have no value. In India, the turnout is around 67% only in the Lok Sabha elections. It varies from state to state, but normally it is around 67%. This means 1/3 population does not go to vote in the Lok Sabha of the eligible voters. I'm sure some of you here have never voted in their life, despite being of the eligible age of voting and all. It's boring, tedious, you're away from home, etc. Who will go out in the sun? Various things are there. Anyway. Yes, so population, reason for indirect election. Money is wasted. Some people are saying money is wasted. Okay, any other reason? Time consuming, workforce required. So you are basically talking about logistic challenge. India is not that poor a country, it can afford. No problem. You see, a more important reason is, why do you want to have a direct election? Let's assume we have direct election and we elect the president. People vote for him or her. But when you are spending so much money, you are achieving what? Nothing. The real boss is the PM. So now you are only creating more problems by directly electing this fellow president. He has no real power, but still he is directly elected. creates troubles only. Uselessly, we are going to have direct election. If this fellow had real powers, it would make sense. Like in the case of France, for example. In France, you have the same concept. You have the president also, PM also. But France has a dual executive type of government, where the president also is powerful. He deals with external matters. PM deals with internal matters. So there the election is direct for the president, where people go out and vote. Because the president has power, it makes sense. In India, president is always supposed to follow advice of PM. Why do you need to waste money? And this is not my logic, it was a logic of Nehru. He said that we will be spending money and time to elect somebody who is not even a real authority. Right? And Ambedkar said that yes, that is true actually. If we keep on having so many elections, Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, President, people will get bored of elections. So let's not have President's direct election. Okay. Heading please, write some points. Okay. Manikyamba Chitturi. Sir, if the Chief Justice of India post is vacant due to some unforeseen circumstance and the President of India's swearing-in ceremony has to take place, then the oath is administered by whom? We'll come to that. Next point only. Yes, Lakshmi, correct. Real power is in the hands of PM. Yes, reasons. Number one, please write. Expenditure of time and money. Expenditure of time and money. In bracket, write Nehru. This was Chachaji's suggestion. Second point, multiple elections disturb the political life. Disturb political life. In bracket, Ambedkar. Multiple elections disturb political life. Third point, he is a nominal head. He is a nominal head. Fourth point, direct election might create two rival powers. Two rival powers. Which two rival powers? President and PM. If you are confused, two rival powers, you can write in bracket President, comma, PM. Okay, done. One small heading, other conditions. Other conditions. You know, back in 1950s and 60s and 70s, there was this behavior of people. Anybody and everybody would contest election for the post of president. 30, 40 people contesting elections. They would get 0 votes only of. Nobody knew them. Not even their spouse knew them properly. But they would contest elections. The problem is, if 30 people contest elections, the election commission has to prepare the ballot paper, which should have all 30 names. Now, ballot paper was not a single page, 10 pages of ballot paper with all the names. And most of them received 0 votes. So we thought that we have to prevent these people from wasting time, money, etc. They're getting 0 votes anyway. So we came up with a concept called proposer and seconder. If you want to contest for the post of election of president, somebody has to propose your name. Not any random person. But electors must propose your name. Who is elector? MP MLAs. at least 50 electors have to propose your name. You have to get the signature of 50 MPs or MLAs just to file your nomination paper. Imagine if the same criteria is applied to UPSC, getting the sign of 10 IAS officers to fill the UPSC form. It will be impossible. So the same thing here. 50 people have to propose your name. Another 50 people have to second your name, meaning those 50 people will say, yes, yes, we also agree. In total, 100 people must sign in your application. Only then can you submit your application to the ECI that I am candidate, or else it is rejected. Are you clear? This is done to prevent non-serious candidates. For example, in 1977, Neelam Sanjeev Reddy became the President of India. Now, when he was contesting elections, 36 people were contesting elections. 37, including him. 37 filed nomination paper. 37 people. Out of which 36 papers got rejected because they had no signature, some issue, name, etc. So he is the only Indian president to be elected unopposed. There is nobody in front of him. No elections. Direct winner. That's the only case we have seen where he was elected unopposed. But anyway, that's not our point. So you see, a lot of people do contest elections, and normally this makes no sense. Nowadays it is not there because of the 50 proposer, 50 seconder problem. Very few people contest. Mainly two contest. One supported by BJP and all, other supported by Congress and all. That's it. Okay. Write the first point. To contest, comma, 50 proposers and 50 seconders needed. Proposer or seconder are electors. People who propose your name, proposers. People who approve the proposer's proposal are called seconders. And I think a lot of you are staying in a PG or some kind of a place here, right? Rented place. When you stay in a rented place, they take deposit, like in your school days. Security deposit was taken. And on the last day, when you break the tables and chairs and fan of the school, they deduct the money from your security deposit. Same way. If you want to contest for the election of president, there is a security deposit also. 15,000 rupees only, don't worry. Not a big amount. And even this amount is given back to you. But it might be forfeited if you get less than 1/6 votes required to win the election. Okay. Let's say 10,000 number of voters, 5,001 required to win the election. If you don't get even 1/6 of the votes, then your 15,000 is gone. Okay? Clear? So this is a security deposit of 15,000. Second point, right? Security deposit. $15,000. This is kept with RBI. Normally in the form of demand draft, cash also, check also, GPay, that we don't know. Possible, but it is not mentioned. With RBI. Is the point clear? But this is refundable in most cases. If you have pathetic performance, then it is gone. Otherwise, you get this money back. Clear? Other conditions. Okay. Now, important aspect with respect to qualification. So what is the qualification? Heading, please write. Qualification. Is it done? Please take out your bare acts, refer to Article 58. And tell me, what are the qualifications? You have to be a citizen of India. Then, age 35 or above. Okay, you should be qualified for election as a member of House. What is House of People? Lok Sabha. Please write qualified for election as member of LS. Please look at this point here. You should be qualified. You should not be an MP. You should only be eligible to be an MP. Okay? What does this mean? This simply means that name in electoral roll. What is electoral roll? Electoral roll means voter list. If you want to contest for the post of election of president, your name should be in the voter list of any Lok Sabha constituency. You should be a voter in the country. So name electoral roll in any Lok Sabha constituency. Like how your name is there in some Lok Sabha constituency, their name should be there. They must be a voter in the country. This is the meaning of this criteria. Done? See, just a small point here. We have mentioned this citizen of India. They have, in the upcoming classes later on, we'll discuss the concept of citizenship. Some people acquire citizenship by birth, meaning by being born in India. You can also become a citizen as a foreigner who can apply for Indian citizenship. For example, Sonia Gandhi. Sonia Gandhi was a foreigner, right? Italian national. But then she made an Indian citizen, she applied for Indian citizenship, became an Indian citizen. Okay. Now, in our country, there is no such clause that you must be a natural born citizen, etc. Any citizen can become the Prime Minister. In some countries, they have a strict regulation that only natural born people can, or natural born citizens are allowed to contest for post of president. Okay. A very good example is what? USA. In USA, only natural born citizen allowed. What is meant by natural born? If somebody is naturally born or others unnaturally born? Natural born means born in USA. Born on US soil, not literally soil, born inside USA. That is why Elon Musk cannot become the president of USA. He is not born in USA. That is why he is always supporting people to become president, because he is disqualified. Clear? So in USA they have unique conditions, and not only should you be born in USA, you should have stayed in USA for at least 14 years. Only then are you eligible to become US president. In India, there is no such criteria. You apply today, tomorrow contest. Okay, that's allowed. Different countries have different ideas. Huh?
In the same example, Elon Musk by chance comes here and gets citizenship.
Yes, he can contest.
If he becomes a president, so that he's not from India basically, his interests are not about India's development a lot. And
Are politicians interested about India actually? It's the same thing.
he can be.
Of course, of course. That is possible. So the same goes for our politicians also. Which politician interest is towards India? It's towards their own family. But of course, it sounds very strange that Elon Musk becomes Indian president or prime minister, but they can. No problem. Clear? One more, fourth point. So in your Bare Acts, if you look at clause 2, it says a person shall not be eligible for election as president if he holds any office of profit. Please underline office of profit. Now in your Bare Acts, underline citizen of India, age of 35 years, qualified for election as member of House of People, done? Okay. And here write no office of profit. What is meant by office of profit? Office of profit simply means should not be getting profit from government. Okay? In the simplest manner possible, please understand, if there is any post where the appointment or termination or salary is being given by government, or you are performing functions on behalf of government, or government has control over your functions, if anything happens, that post is called office of profit. Clear? For example, IAS officer. Who appoints you? Government? Office of profit. Okay. A coaching institute teacher. Has the government appointed me? Can the government remove me? Does the government pay the salary? No. Do I perform government functions? No. And can the government tell me what to teach? Of course not. They can send me to jail for teaching something wrong, but they can't tell me what to teach. This post I am holding is not an office of profit. A contractor who is building a bridge, government contract. Government has appointed him, not really. Termination, no, but he's getting some money from government and he's performing government functions. He's also being controlled by government. How to build the bridge, what length, etc. Office of profit. In short, you should not be getting any benefit from government. That is called office of profit. So the president should not get any benefit from government. Clear? But below that, write exception. And that exception is there in your article also as a part of explanation. Okay. President, VP, governor, ministers. They are eligible to contest elections. Because you might claim that, sir, if you are a minister, you are getting money from government only. That is office of profit. But they are allowed. This is the exception. A sitting president can recontest. A VP can contest. While holding the post of VP, he can contest. All ministers are eligible to contest and governors can also contest. Is the point clear? All okay. So these are the qualifications. Next, right? Oath. Somebody asked this also. Oath. Article 60 provides for oath. Sir, is this same criteria for PM? If that is the case, why is Sonia Gandhi deemed ineligible for being a PM? Oh, controversial question. Okay. Back in 2004, we had Lok Sabha elections and BJP lost the election and Congress did not win, but the coalition of Congress won the election. That is called UPA, one of the most corrupt governments. I am not saying this, others say this. Right? So, United Progressive Alliance, UPA, Congress-led coalition won the election, came to power. Lalu Prasad Yadav became the railway minister. That's a joke, right? That fellow is in jail for corruption. Not in jail actually. That fellow is out on health grounds. But he is a convicted criminal. Corruption charges, Lalu Prasad Yadav. But he is out because of health reasons. He is of poor health. Though we always see some shots of him playing badminton, etc. But when they take him to court, he comes on wheelchair. When he leaves the court, then suddenly he starts playing badminton. Politics. Anyway, so UPA came to power and people expected Sonia Gandhi to become the Prime Minister. Nehru Gandhi family. Now there are two opinions about it. We don't know what is correct. This issue happened in 1998-99 also, but let's forget that. So in 2004, one opinion is of people like Subramaniam Swamy. So hear this out very carefully. We believe in the doctrine of reciprocity, right? Meaning tit for tat. As you do to us, we do the same to you. Meaning, all those countries which do not allow any citizen to become their president or prime minister, if those people come to our country, we won't allow them the same benefit. Meaning, in USA, for example, or in Italy in this case, Sonia Gandhi was an Italian citizen originally. Okay. Now, in Italy, as per their Italian laws, only those people can become prime ministers who are natural born citizens of Italy. Okay. So if any Italian person comes to India and obtains Indian citizenship, we say that since an Indian born citizen, if he goes to Italy, will you make him PM? No. So we will also not make any person who was born in your country as a PM of our country. The doctrine of reciprocity. We give you the same treatment. If you allow Indian citizens to become PM when they become your country's citizens, we'll allow vice versa. That is one school of thought. Okay. One reason why Sonia Gandhi could not. The other reason, there is a very popular journalist, Neerja Chaudhary. She wrote a book couple of years back, a very popular book. So in that she wrote this incident. Now, I don't know how true this is. So she says that once the elections were over, the Congress leadership was sitting in Sonia Gandhi's house in the garden, and they were discussing on who to make ministers and all. Rahul Gandhi walked in, and this is 22 years ago. He walked in and he says that, "Mom, please don't become the prime minister. I lost my father, I lost my grandmother. If you become the prime minister, they'll kill you in 100 days. And that's the reason she did not become the prime minister. That is one school of thought. Now, a couple of people sitting there told this to this journalist, Neerja Chaudhary. And that's what she wrote. We don't know how true this is. But that's what she claims. That's also one reason possibly. Because of pressure of Rahul Gandhi. But anyway, she was the, should I say, de facto PM. Not in reality. In reality, Dr. Manmohan Singh was the silent prime minister. But Sonia Gandhi ran the show from behind. I think that's the best situation. You have no accountability, yet all the power. Because if things go wrong, who is blamed? Manmohan Singh. And if things go right, who is appreciated? Sonia Gandhi. And this is not some myth. Everybody knew it. In the newspapers also, they would write articles heading like this: Sonia Gandhi appoints Naveen Chawla as the election commissioner. Sonia Gandhi, who is she? Just an MP. But that is how newspapers used to write headlines also. Because everybody knew who was the real prime minister. Okay. So that's the idea. Anyway, I hope I've answered this query. So oath. Every person who becomes a president has to take this oath under Article 60. What is the oath? Let's read Article 60. Very interesting oath. Come to Bare Acts, Article 60. Every president and every person acting as president or discharging the functions of president shall, before entering upon his office, make and subscribe in the presence of CJI, underline, presence of CJI, or in his absence, the senior most judge of Supreme Court available, underline, or in his absence, the senior most judge of Supreme Court available. Clear? So who administers the oath? CJI. If CJI is not available, then who will administer the oath? Senior most Supreme Court judge. So that is how the oath is administered. An oath or affirmation in the following form. So the next paragraph is what the president has to say. Clear? So what he or she will say, I, AB. AB means put their name. Okay. Do swear in the name of God. If you believe in God, swear in the name of God. If you don't believe in God, you simply say, I solemnly affirm. The second one, the denominator, is meant for atheists, logical people. That I will faithfully execute the office of the president or discharge the functions of the president of India and will, to the best of my ability, please underline, preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and the law. Underline this entire phrase. Preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and the law. So this is the constitutional duty of the president to preserve, protect and defend the Constitution. And that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of India. How? He has no power only. But still, that's what they claim. So please write oath. Administered by who? CJI or senior most SC judge, and write duty to what? Preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and law. Mention duty to preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and law. Okay, Chitturi, I think, no, sorry. Lakshmi, who was this fellow who asked this? Yes, Chitturi, I think question is answered. Great. Done? Now you know very well that when somebody becomes a president, they have to also get some benefits. They enjoy some benefits, which is also mentioned in your Article 59, conditions of president's office. Let's come to Bare Acts first. Conditions of president's office. So, the president shall not be a member of either House of Parliament or House of Legislature. Are we clear on this? You cannot be an MP or an MLA while being the president. And it says, read the second last line. He shall be deemed to have vacated his seat in that house on the date on which he enters upon his office. If you are a sitting MP or MLA and you contest elections, the moment you become the president, your MP seat is gone. Clear? Okay. Then, of course, number 2, they should not hold any other office of profit. We know very well. Third one, the president shall be entitled without the payment of rent to the use of official residence, Rashtrapati Bhavan. This is just one room in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, just one room. There are multiple such rooms. So the president lives in this rent free. Okay, it mentions there without the payment of rent. Of course, if you start charging rent from them for this grand palace, then their coming generation will keep on paying rent only, right? So no rent from them, no problem. And shall also be entitled to such emoluments. Emolument means salary, allowances and privileges as may be determined by Parliament by law. And until provisions in that behalf is so made, such emoluments, allowances and privileges are as specified in second schedule. We'll come to that. So president will get a salary. Who decides their salary? Parliament. And the salary is mentioned in which schedule? Second schedule. And fourth one says, the emoluments and allowances of president shall not be diminished during his term of office. Meaning, once you enter the office, whatever salary is promised to you, you will keep on getting that salary till you hold the post. We can't reduce your salary while you're holding the post. Are you clear? Even if you reduce the salary of president, it is to be applicable for the next president, not the current president. This ensures independence. Okay. Write the heading, conditions of office. Conditions of office. I am showing you these articles, but article 58, 59, etc. are not really important. That's why I'm not making you tick mark the article in your bare acts. Right? Number 1. Cannot be an MP / MLA / MLC. Cannot be MP, MLA, MLC. Next. Entitled to rent-free accommodation. Entitled to rent-free accommodation in Rashtrapati Bhavan. In Rashtrapati Bhavan. Done. Next point, right? Salary, allowances, etc. decided by Parliament by law. And also mentioned where? Schedule 2. Right, like this. Yes, they'll pay taxes. Tax is paid by every person who is earning an income. He's not exempted from paying taxes. Okay. And also, please write below that salary, allowances, etc. not to be diminished, meaning reduced, while in office. So you will give them the salary you have promised. Don't trap them. This is a salary when they come. Sorry, salary is not 10 rupees only. We can't do all this. Don't play. That's the only exception. So that is an extreme case. The country has no money. What are you crying, my salary, my salary? In that case of financial emergency, then that's a separate story. Are you clear? Schedule 2, just a moment. Let's come to Schedule 2 first. Write the next heading, Schedule 2. All done so far? In Schedule 2, they mention certain salaries of certain categories of people. Salary of president. Let's see if we have the schedule to. Second schedule. In your Bare Acts also you can see that. Towards the end you have schedules. Please go back to your Bare Act. So see Article 59 Clause 3. Part A. President and Governors. What is the salary of President? That's the old salary, don't worry, not 10,000. This is the old salary, 10,000 per month or per mensum. There shall be paid to the President and the Governors of the states the following emoluments. Emolument meaning salary per mensum. Mensum means month. Clear? So, yes, those who have the Bare Act, please tell me which all categories people's salaries are mentioned. Refer to Schedule 2 and then tell me. President, Governor, then let's call them presiding and deputy presiding officers. Their salary is mentioned. Then judges, Supreme Court as well as High Courts. One more. CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General. Only these 5 category people's salaries mentioned there. Don't create your own category. Chief Election Commissioner, UPSC member, their salary is not mentioned here. Are we clear? Everyone? Okay. And just for your useless information, President gets a salary of how much? 5 lakhs per month. Engineers, this is not some annual package, 5 lakh CTC. This is 5 lakh per mensum per month. Then Governor, 3.5 lakhs. Presiding and deputy presiding officers are actually the speaker, deputy speaker, etc. Okay? Center and states. Then salary of CJI is 2.85 lakhs. To give fast justice, they get this salary, 2.5 lakhs. Supreme Court judge, salary is 2.5 lakhs. Chief Justice of High Court, salary is 2.5 lakhs. High Court judge, salary is 2.25 lakhs. CAG, salary is same as Supreme Court judge. This is just your show of information. You can impress people with this information. I don't know who will be impressed by this, but still. If you look at one very important person's salary is missing, very high in the order of precedence. Vice President. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes? No, it is not missing. Presiding officers. Vice President is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. So indirectly the salary is mentioned. But anyway, VP gets a salary of 4 lakh rupees per month. $2.5 lakh is a salary of cabinet secretary also, don't worry, per month. Just a salary. I mean, of course, you don't join IAS for salary and all, right? You join for corruption, serving the nation. So, salary is not the criteria. Done? Any number of times. We'll come to that also, tenure and all. You can become the Indian president as many times as possible. No restriction. Okay. Should we proceed now? All done? Okay. A couple of important things to understand. From where is a salary paid? So there are some accounts that the government has, and that is something we should know. Should we proceed from here now? Just below this, put a star mark and write a statement first. Emoluments, meaning salary, emoluments, comma, allowances, etc. are charged on consolidated fund of India. There are two important things to understand. Underline charged and underline CFI. So from where are these people getting this much of money? So, done? Next heading, please write funds. Funds. See, you have your bank accounts, right? Where your parents send money for you to invest into this process of preparing for UPSC. Similarly, government also has an account, right, where they receive all the money. So government imposes various kinds of taxes. Yes, GST, corporation tax, all these things, income tax. So government sometimes takes loans also from other countries. Where are they keeping all this money? So they keep all this money in one account or fund called CFI, Consolidated Fund of India. That's a major account of the government. It is from this account that all the money is also spent by the government. Number one, please write Consolidated Fund of India and the state. Two different accounts, same article. Article 266, clause 1. Called CFI or CFS. Like every state has their own account called CFS. Center has their own account called CFI. Are you clear? This is the major account of Government of India. So government spends all the money from here. Budget, schemes, programs, salaries, salary of president, salary of civil servant. Every single expenditure comes out of CFI only. Okay. Now, CFI is not some single account or truckload of money parked behind the backyard of Modi ji's house. No. CFI is money kept with RBI, kept with banks across the country. For example, let's say you're an IAS officer, okay, and you have to implement a scheme, say distribution of computers in your district. That's a scheme. Now, when money is to be given to you, the money is transferred in your account, not your account. The central government will send you 10 crore rupees, and this 10 crore has to be spent by you in purchasing computers. Of course, you can't purchase the very next day. It will take some time and all. So till that time, where do you place this money? You will open some bank account in the name of the government in any bank of your choice and put this money here and spend from here. This bank account is also a part of CFI. Every place where government money is kept, it is all a part of CFI. So when this money comes, please don't keep this in your own account. It is not allowed actually. This is what is called criminal misappropriation. If you do it, there is 7 years, up to 7 years of jail. You can try it in future, you'll get to know. Up to 7 years of jail. Okay. So where is CFI? Please write first point below. Sir, if the nominated candidate lose in the election, will they retain their? Yes, they will retain their current position. Okay, please write. It is a fund to which all receipts are credited. It is a fund to which all receipts are credited and all payments are what? Debited. All payments are debited. Clear? Below that, right? Example: loans, comma, taxes, comma, budget, comma, schemes, etc. Okay? Every single penny comes out of this account. For center separate, for states separate. But there is a small problem. If you allow the government to freely spend money like this, they'll keep on wasting money. That is why if you want to take out money from CFI, you have to get the approval of Parliament. A bill has to be brought, a proposal. That bill is what is called a money bill. Clear? Second point. Right. However, comma, no money can be appropriated means withdrawn. No money can be appropriated from CFI/CFS, without legislative authorization. All right, without legislative authorization. And when you wrote the second point, after writing legislative authorization, please write in bracket Article 266, Clause 3. Clause 1 gives you the fund. Clause 3 tells us that you can't take out money without permission of Parliament. Clear? Keeps a check on the government. You know how our ministers are wasting money here and there. We can't allow this. Done? One more thing. Are you aware by any chance of this concept of Provident Fund, PF? If you don't know, your parents would know it. Have you heard of Atal Pension Yojana? Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana? There are various schemes the government launches where people can save money with the government. Okay. And then government gives you interest on that money. Now, where is that money kept? Because that money is your personal money. This is the nation's collective money. But that money is your own money. So, for that, a separate account is there called Public Account of India. Number 2. Public Account of India / state, PAI or PAS. Same article, different clause. So what is this? This is where public money is kept. Okay. Right below that. All other public money received by government of India / state, is credited here. Example, PPF. People save their own money, Public Provident Fund, Atal Pension Yojana, Kisan Vikas Patra. Have you heard of Kisan Vikas Patra? Anyone? Please go and ask this to my parents today. They will know. Earlier, even now, you can actually fixed deposit FD in bank. You know it, right? Similarly, with the post office, you can also keep FD. That FD with post office is known as Kisan Vikas Patra. So they would give you 8-9% interest, double the money in 9 years, 10 years. Okay. Now a small point. This is your own money. If you want to take out money from PAI, do we need Parliament's permission? What do you feel? It makes no sense actually. Let's say you have saved some money in your PF account for your marriage purpose, that you want to have a destination wedding. These things are there now: destination wedding, pre-wedding photo shoot, post-wedding photo shoot, all the planned pictures that you click. You go to the bank and close your account. Okay. You say, I want my money back. Now, do you think for that a parliamentary meeting will be set? That Mr. ABC wants to get the money out, let's come and meet, pass a bill? Of course not. This is a banking transaction. You go to the bank, sign the certificate. The bank will take the certificate and send it to the Treasury Department, where some IAS like you is sitting there. He or she will approve, your account is closed, and the money is thrown, you get lost. I mean, take the money and leave, no problem. Account is closed. So, this account operates on government order, not legislative action. Next point, please, right? This account is operated by executive action. By executive action, in bracket, government order. Government order. And the last one, number 3, is contingency fund. What is the meaning of contingency? Emergency. So this is not a mandatory account. It can be created if you want to. Okay. Write the first point. Parliament or SL by law can create contingency fund. One more account can be created. Okay. For example, we do have a contingency fund act. So at the central level, the Parliament has made a Contingency Fund of India Act. (1950). Now, what is the purpose of this fund? See, what if you want money immediately, urgently, within half an hour? We cannot always have a parliamentary sitting, then they'll discuss, they'll approve, they'll cancel, all the drama will take place. But you want money immediately for some natural calamity, pandemic, war is going on, etc. So for that case, an account like this is created, where money can be taken out during emergencies. At any point of time, this account has rupees 30,000 crores. Okay, of course, it is money is kept from CFI only, but this is kept here. So when the government requires any kind of money, it can take money out of contingency fund immediately, spend it. But once you have spent it, you have to get it approved by the Parliament. You have to show them where you spent the money. That is important. Are they clear? So under CFI, you have to get the approval first, spending later. Under this fund, spending first, approval later. That's the advantage. Now we say that this money is kept with the President of India. But as a mark of respect, we say President will take money out of contingency fund. But in reality, he does not have any control over it. Okay, that's just to keep him or her happy. It's a myth. Like, in your childhood days, when relatives would come and give you some money when they would leave. As soon as a relative left, your mom took the money immediately. Saying, this money is kept with me, don't worry. Take it later on. Where is the money? It's gone. Today, please go home and claim all that money at your own risk. You might get some slaps and all, but risk is yours. Same way here. This money is actually operated by Finance Secretary. So in the Ministry of Finance, there are 6 departments. One department is called Department of Economic Affairs. The secretary of that department controls this fund. 30,000 crores. Somebody from you in future will control this fund. Right now in GPay you have 24 rupees. In future 30,000 crores. Motivation for today. Clear the exam, waste taxpayers' money, spend taxpayers' money. Clear? Daily motivation is important, right? So please write this. Second point. President can make advances out of it. President can make advances. Advance means loan, take out money. Advances out of it to meet unforeseen circumstances. Unforeseen, which cannot be predicted. Unforeseen expenditure, right? Unforeseen expenditure. Example? Okay. Pandemic, war, natural calamity, etc. Pandemic, pandemic, right? Of course, COVID generation, you would know. Pandemic, wars, natural calamity, CALAMITY, natural calamity meaning earthquake, floods, droughts. Done? Next point. The fund is held by secretary, bracket, right, Department of Economic Affairs, Department of Economic Affairs, close the bracket, on behalf of the President. On behalf of the President. And last point, once the money is spent, comma, once the money is spent, comma, it must be approved by the Parliament. It must be approved by the Parliament. So, in short, what does it mean? Approval post expenditure, meaning we are approving after money has been spent. Clear? And you can also mention this point. Currently, how much money is there? 30,000 crores. This was increased from 500 crores. So earlier in 2022, increased in 2022. Okay. So now you know very well the president's salary comes from which account? CFI. Okay. So from there the salary comes. Once this is done, topic is over. Write this small heading called charged expenditure. We'll discuss it tomorrow, don't worry. What is this charge expenditure tomorrow? And before you run away, pack your bags and all, just wait. Done? Let's end on a happy note by solving a very challenging kind of question. Please solve this and leave. What's the answer? The authorization for the withdrawal of funds from CFI must come from? Okay, amazing. Great audience. That's all for me. Let's meet tomorrow. Jai Hind.